He is the son of the late television legend Michael Landon. Michael Landon Jr., of course, has been in the film business for over 25 years in his own right, and we're here. We have him on the program today to discuss a new project he has on Hallmark. Michael, welcome to the program.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Thanks for the donuts.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. I'm so sorry about the last time.
Well, we were hoping you would, stand us up today so we would get 3 more boxes of the free donuts.
That was actually when I found out about that. I was not told about the donuts when they were sent last time.
We didn't tell you.
You didn't know.
They were in the kitchen.
You didn't tell me. I said that. Now that is a class.
That was unintentional.
That is a class act. We have had people who just didn't show up or couldn't show up, and you don't hear a word to get donuts.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Michael, for whatever reason, wasn't on when he was scheduled to be on with us last time, and so he sent for penance. He sent 3 boxes of donuts here to our staff, and so we've forgiven him.
Good call.
And so, what you working on? What you working on nowadays, brother? Michael?
I am working on a television series called When Calls the Heart, and it is inspired by the same author, Jeanette Oak, of Love Comes Softly. It's for the Hallmark Channel, and thankfully, we're trying to bring family entertainment back. It's been a long time coming, and we're excited about this new series and this new movie.
You know, Michael, your father was known for producing uplifting family shows, as you do. What is the attraction for viewers? I mean, are people just burn out on violence and sex and all that kind of stuff, or has there always been a market for good, wholesome programming that doesn't tear and erode the things that parents want to instill in their children?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both, actually. It took me over 10 years to get Love Comes Softly made, because nobody believed that there was an audience for that type of programming, that the Little House on the Prairie viewership was extinct. And when that particular movie aired on the channel, it became the highest rated movie in the history of the channel by 40%. And obviously, changed some minds, at least at that network. But I will say this too, as Christians, we really do need to think a little more before we spend, because I've seen statistics where the Christian isn't necessarily watching any differently than the non-Christian. So Hollywood, the networks, the studios, it's a business. And so, the pocketbook is what speaks the loudest to them. So if we're looking to try to create more family, wholesome programming that uplifts and doesn't degrade us and break apart the family, then, we need to really try to stick to those principles.
Now, I was reading the other day, Ed, you were talking about, and Michael talking about, there's a movie out in Martin Scorsese, the Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street, and they set the record for the number of obscenities of one particular word. Yeah, which is like 250 times.
No, 500, over 500
in
times.
this one movie.
In this one movie, and everyone knows.
So they really didn't need a script.
Yeah, I guess that's
for the movie. But Michael, what you've heard this before. What people say when a lot of people don't even go to movies anymore today for that very reason. Unless they really know somebody they can trust who's seen the film, that they can say, okay. But you've never heard anybody come out of a movie theater and go, that'd have been a great movie if it had just had more profanity. Yeah.
Right.
Nobody ever says that. What do they say? They say that'd have been a great movie, but why did they have to put that scene in there, those words in there? It was unnecessary to the story or to the plot. And so anyway, When Calls the Heart, when again will this air?
Well, the movie is out on DVD and can be purchased at any Christian retailer.
Okay.
The TV series begins this Saturday, January 11th.
Okay, this Saturday on the Hallmark Channel?
That is correct.
And this is a television series, When Calls the Heart, right?
Correct. It's an episodic 1-hour TV series.
And what is it? What is it about? Tell our audience what the storyline is.
Yeah. So When Calls the Heart is set in 1910, and it's the story of Elizabeth Thatcher, a young teacher accustomed to high society life in the big city. But her comfortable upbringing is challenged when she receives the first classroom assignment in a coal mining town in the western frontier. And she's determined to prove to her family that she is brave enough to live on her own, but ends up struggling with her own fears and doubts. And it's when she discovers her late Aunt Elizabeth's secret diary that she learns that her aunt gave up her privileged life and became a teacher in the frontier who struggled with prairie life. And so she's inspired by her aunt's hopeful words and unfaltering determination, which leads her to embark on her own adventure using this diary as a guide. So that's the MOW. That's the setup of the story. And then the actual TV series picks up there. And it's this young woman, privileged woman, who feels a calling by God to mentor and to teach these poor coal mining children and try to make an impact on their lives in the community.
Let me ask you something, Michael, because this is one of the first television series ever inspired by a Christian author. How hard is it to produce a movie or a TV series that has Christian elements in it but isn't preachy, I guess is the way to put it?
Right, yeah. I definitely, I try to stay away from preachy.
Yeah.
I let the preachers do the preaching, and then the storytellers do the storytelling. It's definitely, the climate is still really difficult. I mean, all you have to do is look at the content, as we were talking about earlier, and see that there isn't a lot of, wholesome faith-based family entertainment. So it's a struggle. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and it's been a hard road in that respect. And I'm just grateful that the Hallmark Channel is at least a network that isn't shying away from this type of programming and is actually embracing it.
But Michael, I think in Ed there's there's two things going on. Michael would know more about this than I would, but you don't have to go through the major studios anymore to get movies made. There's people are making films, independent movies, and they're going through different outlets to get it promoted. And so that's one thing. The other thing is, I think with the success of some of the movies and television shows, Hallmark Channel, the Duck Dynasty series, for example, set 11, 12, 13 million viewers or whatever like that. Says that there is a untapped market out there of millions of people, if you can just reach them, and tell them about it, that are looking for, wholesome family entertainment, movies, TV shows, what have you, that TV series, for example, what Michael's talking about, that they can sit down and watch with their family and not have to worry.
You don't have to have the remote control right on your leg.
Exactly.
Right.
So Michael, there's millions of people out there. We just got to find a way to, to reach them, I guess I should say.
No, I'm with you guys. And I don't know about you, but one of the special memories I have growing up was just the idea of being able to sit down with my entire family and watch something together. I mean, these days, it's compartmentalized, right? Everybody's going off into their own room to watch their own program.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that When Calls the Heart kind of harkens back to that time where we sit down together as a family and, we have some laughs together, we shed some tears together, and at the end of the day, we're uplifted. And we're not being brought down or feeling like we need to take a shower, but we are actually uplifted.
Well, Michael, thanks for your time. Again, when does the show air on the Hallmark Channel?
Hallmark Channel, January 11th, this coming Saturday. Check your local listings for times, please.
The name of the TV series is called Wind Calls the Heart. It's inspired by best-selling author Janet Oakes' book series about the Canadian West. So, Michael, thanks for being our guest. We appreciate it very much, and look forward to the next shipment of donuts.
You got it. Thank you so much, Tim and Ed.
Okay,
Appreciate
brother.
you guys.
Take care.
Thanks, Michael.
Michael Landon Jr.